Hey, what's up, guys? Max Chadwick alongside Dalton and Wasserman here doing another division of mock drafts. Now we're doing the NFC North and starting off with the Chicago Bears. Currently the worst team in the NFC North. We're now in a loaded division this year, Dalton. But Chicago, unfortunately, is still at number 9 overall with a 4-10 record this season. We don't know who the coach is going to be, so we can't really do a lot of scheme-based stuff and like who will fit in the scheme. We don't know what the scheme's going to be for Chicago next year.
They just got a lot of catching up to do. This might be a best player available situation depending on their needs. We can still look at their roster and try to plug a lot more holes than people thought they had at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I think so as well. So this will be a fun mock draft. We've got 4 picks in this 3-round mock draft for the Chicago Bears. I'll remind you guys, if you want to do your own 3-round mock draft, you could do it at PFF.com for the Bears, for your rivals team, for your favorite team, all 32 NFL teams you want to do it as well. Full 7 rounds are available to you guys as well. Even though we're only doing 3 rounds today, you can do as many rounds as you want in our PFF Mock Draft Simulator. You can trade picks, you can trade players as well. Be really the GM of your favorite team with the PFF Mock Draft Simulator, so check it out at PFF.com. All right, number 9 overall for the Chicago Bears right now, Dalton. What do you think here? I think one guy, and I wonder if, okay, Banks is off the board here. Will Campbell catches my eye here?
Yeah, he does. And for a while, I've thought about defense with this pick, defensive line, because they need help in the trenches on both sides. But if Will Campbell fell to him, whether you think he's a tackle or a guard, it feels like they have to take him, right? I think Caleb Williams is the most sacked quarterback in the league. Some of that is on him holding the ball too long, but this offensive line has not been great. I think Campbell, no matter what you do with him, if we think Braxton Jones is the right answer at left tackle, then you can put Campbell at right tackle or at guard. Actually, no, you still have Darnell Wright. So I think it's a Braxton Jones question at that point. Do you think he's your left tackle? If you do, you could still take Campbell and move him to guard because there's going to be some people projecting that. I think that's reasonable, right, given his arm length and some things he's got to work on the outside if he's going to stay out there. But I think Will Campbell jumps out, and it's a situation where you just go, take the most talented offensive lineman on the board and figure out the alignment later because they're in a position where they need to just put the best 5 guys on the field. Nothing will go right if you don't protect Caleb Williams and he's calmer in the pocket. Nothing else is going to go right. So I think Will Campbell's actually a pretty obvious pick here if he's on the board.
And I'm with you. I don't think all the problems with Chicago's offense have been the offensive line. I do think Caleb's kind of brought on a lot of pressure himself, honestly. So I actually think the Bears' offensive line has played a little bit better than people are giving credit for, honestly.
But in a vacuum situation where we don't know scheme fit or we don't know who's staying or going or any of that, it does need to be better. Right, I think it definitely needs to be better. I think Will Campbell's one of the safer picks in this draft as well. You could get flashy and go receiver again, or you could, maybe defensive line. We could go the trenches, take a look at the trenches on the other side too. I think a Nick Scorton would fit in well. I think
he just got picked by the Jets.
He just got picked by the Jets, of course, because we know how the Jets are. They ruin everything. But just for me.
Yeah.
But no, so if Scorton was on the board, I think we'd have a debate. I think we were going to have this debate last year. We kind of had this debate last year when it was between Odunze and they were thinking about maybe a Jared Verse or somebody like that. I think we have the same. But either way, they got to get better in the trenches. I think Campbell's a pretty easy pick here, especially with Scorton off the board, because I think I could find more. We've seen in some of these other mocks we've done a lot of defensive linemen in that second round range that we like, especially guys that would fit in and help this Bears team.
And if you look at the team needs at the top right there, guard and tackle for the Bears. One reason, so I like Calvin Banks Jr. more than Will Campbell, but if both were on the board here, I might still go Campbell because I do think it's that close, and also Banks I feel like is a tackle. Campbell, you mentioned that, has the versatility. So even if you really like your tackle pair of Darnell Wright and Braxton Jones, you can still put Will Campbell at guard, right? Where I think he'll be a better fit at guard than maybe a Calvin Banks Jr. would be.
Or if for any reason they feel like Jones is reasonably athletic, if they feel like maybe Jones could play left guard. I think there's kind of this feeling that Tevin Jenkins is going to leave in free agency. He's had a lot of injuries. Who knows what kind of money he's going to be asking for? Because when he's healthy, he's really good. He's just never healthy. So it is a Braxton Jones question, but I think you're right with Campbell. The fact that you might have options, take a talented guy. Figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out over the summer. Figure it out the rest of the summer and go with that. But I still think they do. Caleb absolutely has to be better, but they do need help in the trenches.
Let's go with Will Campbell here. I think that's a pretty obvious pick here for the Chicago Bears. I think he actually is the most selected player by Bears fans in the mock draft simulator as well. So Will Campbell goes to us at number 9 overall. Now we look at the second round, Dalton. There's one guy at the top there that immediately jumps out.
He kind of jumps out, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I was talking edge players before, but man, oh man, he jumps out right at the top to see he's got. It's either him or Mason Graham with the best run defense grade among D tackles, and that's Walter Nolan. Boy, it's hard. It's hard to argue about anything else here, honestly. Trench help. This is where I'm at with the Bears. Trenches. Walter Nolan, I'd be perfectly fine with that pick. I won't lie to you.
I kind of love the Walter Nolan pick
with the way he's emerged at Ole Miss this year, elite run defense, better as a pass rusher, showed us an entire season way better than anything he showed us in the 2 years at Texas A&M. I mean, the Bears, on the interior, still kind of 18th in run defense grade as a team. I think their pass rush, they still need some interior pass rush help. I could go with Walter Nolan and feel pretty good about it.
I like Walter Nolan as well. Now, I still might have Deion Walker above Walter Nolan at the end of the day. I'm still debating that right now, but I have no problem here taking Walter Nolan in the top 40.
And I think, and just to say, if Nolan wasn't available, I do think Landon Jackson would be a great fit. I think Princely Umanmielen, I think, would fit in a lot of places. I think a guy like Jack Sawyer would be a pretty good fit in this defense. I think there's a lot of options there, but Nolan does stand out to me to add another infusion of talent in the inside there.
Yeah. All right, let's go with Walter Nolan there at number 37 overall for the Bears. We have another pick right after Dalton, number 41 overall for the Bears. Now do we go with an edge defender?
More trenches?
Do we just keep attacking the trenches? What do we
scroll down there, see if we maybe have any other ideas? Because we're good at linebacker. We got Edmonds and Edwards, right, on big money contracts.
I kind of love taking an edge defender here. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, man, do I like Jack Sawyer in this spot, too. I think that Jack Sawyer feels like an NFC North player, too.
He does.
He kind of does.
Yeah, brings an attitude, too, to the locker room.
Is this whole section of the board just defensive linemen? Man,
I think this is catered to us right now. I think
you're kind of right. Now we're picking our favorite.
Now I think we go edge defender. I think
I could be in on that.
Yeah.
And I think there's several guys here. I look at the run game. I look at, you could go
Gelati,
Landon Jackson, Ashton Gelati. I love Ashton Gelati. Movable piece. This is the part, too, where these are different types of guys. Also, Landon Jackson, big power 4-3 defensive end. Sawyer kind of in that same mold, a little more classic. Gelati's a real movable piece.
Yeah.
Right? He could be anywhere. I mean, I've seen him line up over the center, and he's been really good, too. He could go all over the place. So it would depend. This would change depending on who we're hiring and what kind of defense we're running. Because I love all these guys. They're all really talented guys. So it's a matter of, is it Jack Sawyer? Do we think Jack Sawyer is a Chicago Bear? You put him across from Montez Sweat, or do you want a versatile guy like Gelati? I mean, I think it's a matter of preference. It makes it hard when we don't know who the coaching staff is.
Umanmielen's gone, right?
He's there.
Was he there?
I think he was. I could have swore he was.
Scroll up to the top, because that's where he would be.
We could be wrong. That's another guy. If you want a pure pass rusher, it's Umanmielen, and you want to double up on Ole Miss guys. I think I would take one of the other guys. So as a run defender, I think. I kind
of like Jack Sawyer the most.
Sawyer makes sense.
Yeah,
I think Sawyer's got such a high floor, doesn't he?
Yeah,
like it feels like he's going to be a solid B to B plus player.
Yeah.
I could be a great run defender, rugged pass rusher, maybe not the most explosive pass rusher in this draft, but I could be in on Jack Sawyer.
All right, let's do Jack Sawyer then for the Chicago Bears, number 41 overall. Let's round out the mock draft at number 73 overall, Dalton. Now, all right, maybe we get outside the trenches a little bit here, unless there's another guy we really like here. But anyone here that stands out to you, again, in trenches, people still taking interior offensive line a lot with the number 73 overall pick. Let's see who the players available, though, are on the board.
Keep it rolling. I don't know if Deion Walker will actually fall that far.
No, neither do I.
Bow would be an option. Stowers at tight end.
You can't go another receiver. I don't think you need to.
I actually think safety might make some sense, because you've got Kevin Byard has played really well this year, but he's an older player, and Jaquan Brisker coming off, I believe it's a really bad concussion. I think he hasn't played since week 5 or something like that. Maybe some depth at safety. I see Nicky Monwari there. I saw Lathan Ransom a few more spots up there towards the top.
Is KJ Winston still available? I don't know where Trevor has him on the big board.
We could check the safety part of it.
Because I think that's still a guy that people are kind of forgetting.
I would assume that he's been gone in the second round.
I don't know how high
somewhere.
Trevor. Trevor definitely doesn't have this level.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think one of those first two guys might make some sense. Ransom's really versatile. He's shown in the past really good this year at safety. They don't necessarily need any help in the slot when it comes to having Kyler Gordon there already, but I think Ransom or Iman Wari would make a lot of sense, either one of them at safety.
I kind of like Ransom because he's really versatile as a coverage player and as a run defender as well, so I kind of like that fit in this defense.
Double up on Ohio State.
I think I would go
reliable.
Ransom.
They're one of the best defenses in the country. I get it. If you took multiple guys, the two schools where we're like, man, you could double up on them, Ole Miss and Ohio State. I mean, they have a boatload of talent, so it makes sense. We go with double up on Ohio State.
Let's do
Lathan Ransom.
Let's go Lathan Ransom to round out this mock draft for the Chicago Bears. All right, so just to recap, we did at the top Will Campbell to the Bears, number 9 overall, Walter Nolan, number 37 overall, Jack Sawyer, number 41 overall, then Lathan Ransom at number 73 overall.
Gritty. You want to add toughness to your football team. It's four guys like that.
That's a tough draft right there. So I love that for the Chicago Bears, and we'll see who they hire as head coach to help turn this thing around in Chicago. But, of course, we're doing this for every single team and every single division in the NFL, continuing with the NFC North very soon with our 3-round mock draft series. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single video. But for Dalton Wasserman, I'm Max Chadwick. We'll see you guys next time with our next NFC North mock draft.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe the video. And if you don't have a PFF Plus subscription, you can get one to see all the premium stats that we talked about here on the show, plus the expert betting and fantasy advice over at subscribe.pff.com. The description is also right below, so if you are not a PFF Plus subscriber, you can become one today.